How you guys doing today? So today on the playbook, me and Joe first go over the Texans offense and defense, Deshaun Watson, and one of the possibly greatest answers to a reporter's question that definitely I've seen this year and relates a lot to this show. So we go over that. We talk about Texans defense and how they bring a lot of heat every play. We talk about how they play the Falcons, and I wrongly spoke and said they played the Chiefs because I was looking at week 6. So there's that. Then we go over our picks, best and worst. Joe has me by about 8 games right now. So hopefully that'll change because we definitely have different picks this week. So either he's going to pull away or we're going to tie it up. And then we talk about Oregon and Notre Dame. Notre Dame's kind of riding the wave. Oregon got to get on the horse and win out. So hopefully you enjoy the show and enjoy. What's great, football fans? I'm Rob. I'm with Joe. This is the playbook. Joe, as always, you got to let him know how you're feeling. You got to let him know how you're feeling, bro. You got to let him know.
Come on, son. You know where I'm coming. I'm always coming like this.
Yeah, so Joe, we gotta switch it up, bro. You did that last week, bro. But it's cool. I'll introduce you.
I wanted that to be my thing.
More proper.
Like I kind of wanted that to be my thing.
It could, Joe. It could. We'll think about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, Hack is definitely on this episode because he just had it.
All right, bro. So Joe, look, man, it's week 5, man, and you got a lot of football. You got a quarter of the season in so far. You got any just overarching thoughts you want to throw out there? Just some regular football thoughts.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take over the X's and O's today because I missed 90% of all football that was played on Sunday because I was extremely hungover and I threw up all day on Sunday. So this is basically going to be your show until we get to the picks. You got it, dude.
I actually completely forgot about that. Yeah, Joe was very much done until I'd say the middle of the fourth quarter.
I was completely white girl wasted on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was rough.
White Claws and vodka cranberries, dangerous. And that White Whitney Barstool drink. Jesus.
Yeah. Now the White Whitney it's not bad, but it's just.
I had a lot. I had a lot.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
I had a lot of everything. All right.
Pretty early. So, and then, so apparently Quentin Williams was at Iron Bar this weekend.
I wouldn't remember if I saw him. I probably dapped him up.
Yeah, but anyways, all right. So week 4, we're looking at our X's and O's this week. We're talking the Texans offense and defense. And actually, the reason why we're talking about this is because Deshaun Watson, quarterback of the Texans, had an interesting post-game interview where he was asked a lot of questions. You know, when you're losing quarterback, you're not to answer to a lot of things. But a reporter asked him something to the effect of, why did you not throw the ball downfield more? What about the defense was the reason why you couldn't do it? And he kind of laughed. And you could tell by his facial expression that it kind of just bothered him that, sometimes the game script, a defense is going to play a certain way that you can't throw the ball downfield. So he just kind of went through it, and he talked about how the Panthers played a cover 4 and how everything that he was going to have to do for the most part was going to have to be underneath. They were going to make him beat them with 5-yard throws, being a game manager, not being able to kind of break the game open, kind of break the defense wide, open. He was going to have to play football. He's going to have to play real strategic chess-like football in order to get the ball downfield. So
for people who don't know, a cover 4 is when you have 5 guys covering over top of the field, like the deep parts of the field. So you'll probably have 2 corners along the outs, covering the outside, deep outside, and then you'll have your 2 safeties, deep middle.
Yeah. Joe, I think you missed. You said 5 guys covering, but it's 4 guys covering.
I said 5.
So,
see, I might still be hungover, dude. It's 4. Cover 4 guys over top.
But 4. So he says in the video, he talks about how 2 safeties are going to be out. He's very visual with how he's talking his way through it. It was cool to see, just because I think some people took it as him trying to disrespect the reporter, but I think he was just trying to explain why things happened the way they did. And he explained 2 opportunities where he missed throws. One to Will Fuller, where there was in a cover 4, one of the safety steps up, and when the safety cheats, then you can beat him over the top. So it's called a combination route. So 2 receivers run a route, one receiver draws the safety in, and the other receiver goes deep. Usually the quicker guy will do that, Will Fuller in this instance. And it was off of Will Fuller's fingertips. He stepped into it, threw it, probably 50 yards in the air. And you just didn't get the throw. It was just a little too far. That would have been a touchdown, or if not, they would have been in a position to score before the half. So then there was another chance where he had also admitted to missing a throw to Hopkins, and there was one more throw that he had a shot. But everything else, once the game script, when I say game script, it means that the way the game turns, what the game turns into. And, if you're down 2 scores, you're going to have to throw the ball a lot. If you're up, you're going to run the ball more. So when the game script points more towards them having – it was a close game, so they were going to have to throw the ball. But the bottom line is the Panthers were going to let them get 5-yard passes. They were – there wasn't, 6, 7 guys in the box the whole game. Meaning that the defensive line and the linebackers that were less. They always had more DBs out there. They were trying to keep speed on the field. And the Panthers, they did well with one-on-one pass rush when there wasn't too many blitzes coming. It was just everybody was sinking into a zone. And the Texans ran well. Duke Johnson and Carlos Hyde had decent games. They were 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards. But the Panthers wanted that. They wanted to let them beat them that way. And they were going to let, their pass rushers up front win their one-on-ones. And they were going to let Deshaun Watson beat them. And he just didn't have, he's a great quarterback, but he just didn't have a game where he's going to be able to beat you throwing 5 yards down the field, 10 yards, less than 10 yards down and getting those 5 to 10 yard pickups. It just, he couldn't really put it together. And on top of that, he just, he didn't have the best, his O-line wasn't really there for him. That was another issue there. So, disappointing for him a little bit. I know he was beat up about it. Felt like they could have got a W there, but it's good play calling. That's good defensive play calling. You're just making a guy beat you, and it just happened that you picked the right day, and he was off. So that's pretty much how it went for the Texans offense. Like I said, it really, really cool to see Deshaun Watson just kind of explain that whole situation.
And can I just say something? Mm-hmm. This is also kind of when you see a double standard. I bet if Cam Newton were to do that exact same thing, the media would twist it and try to make it a bad thing. Like, Cam Newton did that a while ago, I think, and he got bombarded by the media for it. But it is what it is. Was that a 1 o'clock game?
Was it a 1 o'clock game?
Yeah, I think that was a 1 o'clock game. So I was
it was.
Yeah.
That was 1 o'clock game.
Mm-hmm. But, I was in hibernation.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, like you said, if a guy like Cam has the whole, didn't walk away from the press conference, didn't jump on the ball at the Super Bowl, it's like people just dislike Cam, and Watson kind of doesn't have anything like that yet.
Done nothing no one hates yet.
Yeah, so he's just, it wasn't.
His personality is a lot different too.
Yeah, he's a lot more of a laid-back kind of guy. Just put his head down and work. Cam's more of a flashy guy, so when it comes with that, you kind of got to expect people are going to be on you about it. But just moving over to the Texans defense, here, for one thing that we saw, just kind of speaking, Kyle Allen is not a bad game manager. Like, he can come in a game, and he reminds me of almost like a Keenum in Minnesota kind of situation where he can, he can get the ball downfield. He was looking for Curtis Samuel downfield, got a couple of pass interference calls. Curtis Samuel had one off his fingertips. He was getting the ball there. But he's a game manager. If you got guys around him who can make plays, which the Panthers do, McCaffrey's going to make his plays. Samuel's going to make his plays. Moore's going to be able to play for you. Olsen's there. Decent O-line, but he's a decent game manager. He is. There was a couple of times where, and this brings me to my Texans defense point, they blitzed heavy. They were there were 7, 8 guys in the box, and they were, they're showing with linebackers. Linebackers are walking up. They got safeties walking up, dropping. You don't know who they had. DNs will drop off. And he had 3 fumbles that he lost. Kyle Allen lost 3 fumbles, and I believe they all might have been in the first half. One might have been in the third quarter, but they were pretty, rapid. It was just because they were bringing 7 guys. Houston was not disguised what they were going to do. They were going to make Kyle Allen uncomfortable, and he was going to have to make throws. And he was, he had a couple bailout throws in McCaffrey, but he was throwing the ball. He was doing what he could. He wasn't playing scared. He wasn't playing like a quarterback who's a backup quarterback, just wants to hold on and take the sack so he didn't turn it over. Like, he was trying to make a play, trying to make something happen.
And also, if you have J.J. Watt coming at you every play, you kind of just accept your fate. You don't care anymore. Worst thing that's going to happen is J.J. Watt's going to hurt you.
Yeah, which is, that's why you get the turnovers, because he was kind of playing a little more fearlessly, and he wasn't so worried about the turnover as he was worried about trying to win the game. He was playing.
You also saw a little bit of a thing when it comes My dad says this all the time, especially when he was coaching. You live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. It'll get you a lot of plays, but it'll also give up a lot of plays. You leave holes, especially even on run plays. Everyone's like, "Oh, blitz during a run play." No, you don't want to do that all the time because there's going to be a hole, and if they find that hole, which is a very small hole, might be open for a second, but it's off to the races, and that's what you're sacrificing.
Yep, and another thing with blitzing is when you blitz and you bring guys, which actually happened. There was a couple of times McCaffrey he dumped it off to McCaffrey, and there's no linebacker fast enough to beat him to the outside. So then that's 15 yards for him, or it's a handoff, and you blitz guys, and McCaffrey finds a hole 25 yards downfield because there's no second level, there's no linebackers there. Everybody's coming up, and once you fill your gap, McCaffrey's gone past you already. There's nothing you can do. So that was That the Texans' offense and defense, that's pretty much the sum. Deshaun Watson didn't have his best day. Great quarterback, great talent. Everybody has those days where you're not going to be able to complete passes, and it just happened that the Panthers got lucky. They called the right number, and they came out with the W. And so next week, the Texans play the Chiefs, which is a game I'm going to watch the entire thing. I will have the Jets game on, and I will have that game on side by side. That is going to be great to see. Just got two teams that have pretty good. Well, not pretty good.
Wait,
the Chiefs,
Texans
best offense in football. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm 90%.
Or do the Texans have
sure.
a bye? They might have a bye this week.
Nah, they play the Chiefs.
I got them down as playing.
No,
I got the Chiefs playing Indy right now. Right, so Texans have a bye this week. So they have 2 weeks to prepare for KC.
No,
so
Joe,
take that.
They play the Falcons.
Oh shoot! Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Falcons. So I was looking at week 6 when I had first. See, I made my picks for the right week, but then when I looked at this game, I was like looking a week ahead. But so the Texans play the Falcons. So that's actually that's more interesting to talk about those.
No, the Texans are gonna blow them out, dude. Falcons.
The Falcons aren't great, but the Texans aren't either. I think that's the biggest thing. It's not we're not looking at two teams that are these great teams. Yes, the Texans, they compete with the Saints. They 2 weeks ago, but they're not a great team by any stretch. DeAndre Hopkins hasn't touched what his potential is this year.
He's had a couple, and that's very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, of him, and even Fuller too. Fuller hasn't been the most sure-handed this season either. So it's just two teams where the potential just hasn't been reached yet. And there's potential. There's potential that this game could end up being a shootout because there's Julio did have the 130-point week, and that's Julio Jones. That's who we know. And Matt Ryan is not a bad quarterback, so we'll see. This game there's potential. There's definite potential for a shootout. It could be, but it's gonna be an interesting game. That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. So Texans Falcons, we're gonna see two offenses that'll throw the ball, not afraid to go deep. And two defenses that aren't going to be afraid either. The Texans they're going to bring it. That defense is going to be very multiple. It's going to be 4 down linemen, but they're going to bring all three linebackers sometimes too, and sometimes a DB. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how Matty Ice handles it and how Deshaun handles it. So all right, Joe, we can move into the records and our best and worst picks of the week.
All right.
Week 4.
I am sitting at right now, after last week, 40, 22, and 1. And you just say yours next.
Yeah, mine is 35 and 27 and 1.
Okay, it's not bad at all. We're over 500, which I honestly thought was going to be worse than this, even though it's not that hard. Anyway, I think my best pick was the Thursday night game. I picked Philadelphia over Green Bay. Don't remember my reasoning for it, but I thought the defense would step up, and they did towards the end. They gave a couple points, but I think that was my best pick.
So me and Joe 5 games apart. I don't know. It's been weird. Like Joe's just called more of the close ones, right? That's what it's going to come down to. Honestly, It was just that Packers Philly game. Really, the Packers should have won the game. Devontae Adams got hurt. Who else? Jamal Williams got hurt too, right? He got the concussion. And they just got to punch the ball in at the end. The Eagles. Was it Maddox that got hurt? One of the DBs. But
that game was mutually assured destruction. Everybody got hurt.
There was a lot lot of bad stuff going on. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the Packers got to punch it in. You're down 7. You got Aaron Rodgers fourth quarter. Like you can't throw a pick. So I just it was I wouldn't say it was my worst pick. Honestly, I think my worst pick was I'll say the Ravens because I just had a feeling that Cleveland is gonna. I picked them this week too, but I had a feeling Cleveland was just gonna win, and that one I just didn't feel comfortable. Like there was a gut feeling telling me to pick Cleveland. I picked the Ravens, so
I have a
that's it.
tie for my worst. Indy and the Rams.
Yeah, but I mean the Rams played the Bucks though, so I mean you don't know. Jameis is hit or miss. It's just he hit
Hit or miss. I bet they never miss, huh?
Yeah.
Jameis Winston doesn't. Embarrassed me. Just ruining my record.
Yeah, but also the Rams put up 42, so it's not. I mean, that's just. I wouldn't say that's the worst one. And then the Colts against they're not bad picks. I mean, those are two
bad
games.
Picks, but like, I don't know. I could have saw.
Well, Ty didn't play. And matter of fact, that changed my record because I remember last show I literally said if Ty doesn't play, then I'm taking the Raiders. I'm 98% sure. I'll check and listen to it. I'm pretty sure that I said that though last week.
Then I also picked Cincy, which was pretty bad. They really came out and laid an egg on Monday Night Football.
And that was a game where I don't know. It's just me liking Juju and the Steelers situation. I don't either. Both of those teams are god awful. So there's that, and it's interesting. It makes it an interesting pick this week with the Bengals. But anyway, I think that covers it.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time for us to bounce back this week. Okay, and it all starts Thursday night when the Los Angeles Rams travel to Seattle, the 12th man, in a Thursday night game. I got the Rams, who, can I just say something real quick? Currently, FanDuel Sports have them as the underdog. They are plus 1.5. Is this real?
I mean, it seems like that wouldn't be. I got the Seahawks, so I'm taking the Seahawks just because the Seahawks are playing
ridiculous,
more consistent football. That is that's why I'm going with them.
And Jared Goff can't be throwing 3 picks.
Well, that and you don't know what you're gonna get out of Gurley every week. He's not. He's not. Gurley from 2 years or the beginning of the first half of last year and then all of the year before. So it's. I think the Seahawks are the pick here. It's going to be a good game. This is a great Thursday game. I remember when I guess at some point on Monday, I realized that was Thursday's game, but can't wait to watch it. Absolutely can't wait to watch it. So.
Yeah, I think this LA defense is going to be angry, but it's another one of those toss-ups. I just got LA, even though they're traveling. But another thing I do want to point out is the overs 49.5. So
good chance
could be a very good bet if you're going to bet on it. Okay, so now we're moving to the 1:00 games on Sunday. Arizona at Cincy. I'm going with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I see. Now this is very backwards. I'm big on Kyler Murray.
Don't tell me you're gonna
see. I won't.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm giving you a pick. Just don't do it. Just legitimately don't do it.
Know if the Cardinals can. Yeah, no, they're not. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll go Cards. So you actually convinced me not to take.
You just got to think about what you're working with here.
Well, it's just but I mean they took a bad loss, but the Bengals still aren't. I don't know. That's a tough one, but I'll go Cards. I do like Kyler a lot.
And Patrick Peterson's back.
Okay, yeah. That does change things a lot because Dalton's he's struggling. He's not. He's back to Andy Dalton as of this week. So, all right, we'll go Cards there.
Yep. Next game, Atlanta at the Texans. I got the Texans because just Atlanta just lets everyone down. Let you down last week.
Yeah, no, I'm taking the Texans too. I'm not letting the Falcons do it to me again. It'll be a good game. I hope, like we said, it's interesting between Matty Ice and Deshaun. And
it is a possible shootout too. So, and the over's 49. I think that's a good bet.
And then neither of these defenses are gonna. I mean, the Texans' defense is what I'll be most worried about with this weird Atlanta offense at this point. But I'm going Texans. That's what I'm thinking.
Next game, Baltimore at Pittsburgh. I got Baltimore. don't have a reason to bet for Pittsburgh yet.
Yeah, same thing. They haven't really shown me anything. Juju actually missed practice today. He had a toe injury. He's dealing with a toe injury. I don't know if it's like a rest kind of thing. They're gonna play him. Probably toes usually do that. I think it's too bad. But he also only had like 17 yards this past week. So, yeah, the Steelers they're trying to figure stuff out. Moncrief's awful. They're like it's bad. It's the Ravens. The Ravens.
And also, right now, I want to point out if you bet the under's 44 points. Okay, it's might not hit, but right now it's plus 100 for that. So
see, honestly,
make money off that.
I would leave that one alone just because I feel like the Ravens have a potential to literally score 44 plus on these Steelers. That is the only reason I'd be. But as far as like, if Lamar, if they can somehow, if they can force him to throw the ball downfield, then it's going to be an under. It's going to be the under because they can't score if Lamar has to throw the ball more than 15 yards. So.
And it's a rivalry game. You got to remember that. So you kind of toss that up too.
Yeah, that does still
I'm really digging the under right now. Next game, another 1:00 game. Buffalo Bills, Tennessee Titans. I got Buffalo. They put up a great fight against New England. I don't know if Josh Allen's playing. Concussion. But Matt Barkley didn't look bad.
He didn't look bad, but they're saying Josh Allen's still in protocol, so I'm going with the Titans here. The Titans, they had and honestly, the Titans aren't a team that overly impresses me. What they did to Atlanta was kind of impressive, but then, the week before, with the Jags, when I picked them, they're an interesting team
it's
too.
The same question with Mariota and that entire team is their consistency.
Yeah, and he's just a game manager at this point, which is really disappointing as an Oregon fan because he was so good at Oregon. He was a guy up there. Everybody loved him. He's a big deal, but he's just like he's a little slightly above average, but he's a game manager. It's not what you would. I got the Titans, but I think it'll be an interesting game. But I think Titans will come out.
All right, now this next game, I'm a little questionable, strictly because it's Chicago at Oakland, technically, but it's in London, I believe. But it's saying the game's at 1 p.m. Eastern time, which is weird because usually the London games are at 9 o'clock.
It's early. Yeah.
So I guess they're playing at 6 o'clock, technically there, 6 o'clock at night. I got the Bears. They haven't given me any reason to bet against them because of that defense. But Oakland winning wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Bears too, just because honestly, I believe that the Bears are better off without Mitch Trubisky at this point. And I think we let David Montgomery play football, and he's been starting to get his touches and showing his flashes of like being special. So hopefully that'll force them to have to run it more, in the goal line and let him score so I can have a chance in fantasy, but also win games. So. Yeah, no, the Raiders just know. I mean, they play the Colts without T.Y., which is half the offense for them, and so I'm going Bears there too.
And just to add on, I'm a big fan of the over. 40 points, 40.5 points right now.
See that? Yeah, that I could because Waller and Carr are not playing all that bad to the point where the Bears defense. Yeah, it's the Bears defense, but. That 40 that's a better call. I like that one better than the
and yeah, think about this. Falcons, the Bears, Steelers. They're due for a pick six. They're due for a fumble return to the 1 yard line, so they could put up 7 points. Then you only need the Bears to put up. It's a little tough, but hey, it is what it is. That's why it's called betting, right?
I think that's a good over 20 each. Yeah, it can happen.
Another 1 o'clock game. My favorite player in the NFL right now, Gardner Minshew, takes on Kyle Allen and the Carolina Panthers. I got Jacksonville.
And I'm going with Kyle Allen and the Panthers just because this Minshew nonsense is going to end this week. The Panthers defense should do exactly what they did to Deshaun Watson. They should play over the top. They should make this guy make throws, see what he has, and we'll go from there, and then we'll play football from there. And the only issue that I'm going to see with this is there's no Leonard Fournette in the backfield for the Texans like there will be this week. So that could be an issue. But Kyle Allen, he's not afraid of anything. He's going to go at it just like Minshew's going to go at it. It's going to be an interesting battle with some backup quarterbacks there. So.
Now, Before you lock in your answer, I would just
Joe,
like
I'm
to
going with
point
the
out.
Panthers.
Hold
I
on,
hate
no,
that
no, no.
Minshew. I hate Minshew.
Yo,
I hate him.
yo,
I hate
yo,
him. I
yo,
hate him.
yo, 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 yo. Let me finish. He currently has a completion percentage of 69.420%.
And it'll end.
If that's not some big dick energy
Oh my
that
god,
you can
this
bet
guy
on.
is so. Okay, yeah. Washington State hate him because I'm an Oregon fan. All that. It'll end. It will end. This Minshew thing. It's cool. He like the Beowulf
Everything
thing was
ends,
really
dude.
cool, but like,
Everything ends.
but
Peyton Manning
no. He's
Peyton
like
Manning's career ended.
he's going to be like god awful. I'm predicting starting from
Yeah,
here on out,
probably when
he
he.
will have maybe 2 weeks from here to the end of the
Uh-huh.
season where he'll look like what he's looked like the past 2 weeks, but he will be god awful for the rest of the season.
See, I agree
Guaranteed.
to an
He's no
extent.
Danny Dimes. He's no Danny
Whoa.
Dimes.
I agree to an extent. Okay. I think he will die down when he's like in his early 60s still playing.
Oh my gosh. I hate
When he
it.
drops back and throws that pig skin over the
Oh
mountains,
my
over them there mountains. Him and his Pornhub premium
Oh
sponsorship.
my gosh. I hate this guy. Yeah, I mean he's really good, but just it's Jacksonville. Like DJ Chark's not gonna be the guy. I don't know.
I gotta ride the wave while you can still ride it.
While it lasts, yeah. I mean, I don't blame you, but yeah, I say, hey, you know what? We'll see. Good chance it happens. I mean, they dismantled the Titans, so
still in the 1:00 games in the 1:00 window. Minnesota at New York Giants. I got Minnesota.
I got the Giants. Stephon Diggs did not come to practice today. It is not injury related. He's very upset. Dalvin Cook's going to end up getting hurt. Adam Thielen was talking about how they need to throw the ball more. It's bad in Minnesota.
It's very bad, but Rob, we need this. We need them to succeed because there are talks that the Patriots want to trade for Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, well,
there have been inquiries, and I don't want that to happen. So I hope the Vikings become the best team in NFL history.
Well, I am still going off of, maybe a lot of people agree with me, maybe whatever. I don't care. Daniel Jones is greatness. He's greatness, and I don't care if he's a Giant. He's greatness. And yes, this is another quarterback who's just better than
interceptions are greatness.
Look, bro. Joe, Danny Dimes is real. Danny Dimes is real.
That's greatness.
How many? What? No.
Fumbles are greatness.
What was the stat line?
I don't know. You're challenging me. You bring it up.
What was the stat line? You're talking about interceptions. So did you not bring up stats first?
Shut up.
Joe, what was the score? Let's look at the score of the game, Joe. Let's look at the score of the game, Joe. Oh, 24-3. All right, Joe. Like I said, Danny Dimes this week against the Vikings locking in.
I can't wait to run away with this.
Yeah.
Patriots, Washington. I'm going Washington. No. I'm going New England. It's going to be another bloodbath.
Yeah, that should be bad.
Let's not even spend any time on it.
The Dolphins, yeah.
New York Jets, Philadelphia. Right now, Philadelphia's favored -14. I think that would be a good thing to cover, maybe if you think Sam Darnold's going to play. I'm going Philadelphia either way.
Yeah, I'm going Philadelphia either way, too. Sam probably – I mean, he just came to practice today. He not clear for con. He's not playing, so
and listen,
Philly.
I don't want him to play. Dude, with that offensive line, I don't want him to play.
For disaster.
Let him get into shape, and let's hope he doesn't break his legs next week against the Cowboys.
Yep, agreed.
Still in the 1:00 window. Jeez. Tampa at New Orleans. Drum roll, please. I'm going Tampa.
Wow. I mean, I'm taking the Saints. Teddy's going to get it done. I don't like it. I don't at all. But he has Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas, and Michael Thomas is the only receiver this year who has put up 20 points in fantasy every single week, and that was originally a top 10 receiver. So. Yeah, I'm going Saints. Jameis is not going to do it 2 weeks in a row.
Listen, I'm already chalking this up as a loss. I'm just betting on it for the memes.
Wow. I mean, hey, Jameis is he's too hit or miss for me. He's got to be Saints.
I think it's going to be a good game, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we're finally in the 4:00 window. Denver.
There's only two of them.
Denver at Chargers.
Chargers, the Broncos. Bradley Chubb's out for the season. I'm going to Chargers.
Yeah,
Broncos are bad.
I love still fantasy option. I'll talk about it later. Yeah, I'm going Chargers. Next game, 4:25, Green Bay at Dallas. I got Green Bay.
I got Dallas. Wow, I'm going Dallas. I think this is definitely the week that we've had the most opposite picks. But I'm going with them boys. I'm going with them boys. Dak will get it back.
You're going with the boys who couldn't score a touchdown against the
Saints. Hey, you know what? It's not
score a touchdown against the Saints.
Saints defense ain't bad defense, but I'm going with them boys, man. Packers just lost last week to an Eagles team, and this Cowboys team's better than that Eagles team. So Zeke's eating cereal in the end zone, dog. 3 touchdowns for Zeke this week, man. Big fantasy week for him.
Good. I hope. And they still lose.
Yeah, no.
Sunday night, Indianapolis at Kansas City. This would have been such a good matchup if you know who didn't. You know what? I'm going Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm going Kansas City. Take the over. Patty had a bad week last week. He's going to come back guns blazing. He's going to put up like 50 this week. 50 points on the board. 50 points in fantasy. No more running the ball in.
Andrew Luck, why?
We're getting active in the end zone.
This would have been such a good game.
I mean, it's not going to be awful.
No, it's still going to be. It's still going to be a good game. But I'm talking the storyline.
Yeah, because these are two.
Who knows? Jacoby Brissett might be too. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, these are two great teams. They're young. They're explosive. Potentially, Luck is better game manager, obviously better than Brissett, but yeah, it sucks. Is what it is. Chiefs roll 2 possessions.
2.
Yeah, bro, they're winning by. They'll win by
11 points. They're favored 11 points. So you're taking the Chiefs to cover.
I'd say they win between somewhere. They will win by between 9 and 16 points. Brissett's not going to let.
I need your hot take right now. Are they covering the spread, or else I'm not betting, on it?
I will give you this. I would bet that they win between 9 and 16. Which, if I made that bet, I would.
Okay, then I'm taking this. I'm taking the spread. I'm putting all my money in on it.
Yeah, Joe. Truthfully, that's not a bad idea, especially if T.Y. is really not 100%. That offense is crippled, to say the least. So,
FanDuel's gonna own my house after today.
Yeah, honestly, betting has not been the greatest, but neither 18 parlays are never a good idea. So that's not great. You shouldn't parlay.
Final game. Cleveland at San Francisco. My mind says Cleveland, but you also have to take into account San Fran has had 2 weeks to prepare to this. Oh, wait. I'm going Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going Cleveland here too. I do not care that the 49ers are undefeated. I do not care that George Kittle's amongst the best players in the NFL.
Who did they beat?
Oh, it's that and Odell's. It's going to happen. Odell, he chilled out last week. He wowed against the Jets. It's time.
Marlon Humphrey's a monster too, choking out my boy at the bottom on the ground.
Chubb also is in. Yeah, well, that whole situation was funny seeing him getting choked. He literally chokes him out, and he's dragging him across, literally dragged him 3 yards while he was choking him. It was.
They got one hand off. He got the other hand on the neck.
Nah, that was funny. That was actually funny. I know Odell would not think it is funny, but Odell's going to be back to go back. He's going to reach back because he's 1-3. He's going to be back to doing. Odell, I'm him. Yeah, that's who we're going to see. We're going to see Odell Beckham Jr. I'm him. That's what we're going to see.
Joker.
So
you saw that Joker movie? He's going to wild out like that.
Honestly, yeah, I gotta see that. That comes out this weekend, right?
That comes out tomorrow. Technically, it's
Friday.
Yeah,
tomorrow at midnight.
But also the under is 46, and I like that. 46.5, and I like that.
That's not bad. This could be a tight game.
No, I don't think it's going to be tight. I just think Cleveland's not going to put up more than 30 points, and I don't think the 49ers are going to put up more than 7.
I think it depends on Chubb's going to decide that. If Chubb's playing well, if they're getting him in space, then we're looking at a higher scoring game. But if they're relying on just Baker making throws, underneath, he's never going to be able to really open up the defense, then probably not going to be the situation. So
that's all the games.
Yep, that's it. So all right, we got all these games in. A lot of 1 o'clock games, only 2 4 o'clock games, and that's probably got something to do with the London game, I'm assuming. So all right, Joe. So as we do every week to wrap it on up, talk about some college, talk about some fantasy. I'll start. Oregon should have a meaningful game, but the California Cal Berkeley Bears are god-awful. I wrongly said they played them last week. They play them this weekend, and Cal this past weekend lost to Arizona State, who is god-awful, and now they are not in the top 25 anymore, so this is not as impressive of a win when we win this game, when King, number 1 overall pick, best player in the nation, Justin Herbert, dismantles the Cal Golden Bears this weekend. So there's that. There is that. But it'll hold some weight because Cal beat Washington earlier in this year, so they'll play Oregon, and it'll be a great game to watch. Can't wait.
Notre Dame, on the other hand. Well, not really on the other hand. I don't remember their game Saturday. They won. I know they won. But Saturday's a blur. But this Saturday coming up, they play Bowling Green. They will blow them out. That's all I got to say. I'm not going to say anything else. There's really nothing else to say.
Know who they played this past week either. I have no idea.
They played Virginia, who was currently ranked 23. So they played a ranked team, and they won by 15.
Yeah.
But they didn't move down the standings. They didn't move up. They're sitting pretty at 9.
Stay where they are. Yeah. Next big game for Notre Dame is really the Michigan game, and Michigan's awful too. Like Notre Dame's got to win out and then hopefully get into the playoffs. It just sucks they can't get
Michigan's
anybody.
19.
Yeah, but Michigan, they just took
they might be out by then. They
might be out by then. Yeah, honestly, because that's just how it just sucks the way it is now. But Michigan has a shot. Michigan's just not you lose to Wisconsin that much. They got a shot if they went out and then they beat Ohio State, then they got a shot.
Yeah, but honestly, if Jim Harbaugh has a little maybe a better pants guy, I really do think that he got to win.
Yeah. Better pants guy. I don't know. So sad for Michigan fans. Sad for Oregon fans. This could have easily been an undefeated season, but one of those things, man.
Really bad year to be a Colton guesser.
Yeah, no, that sucks. We told them Patterson was awful. I said
boy Colton, awful, fellow podcaster, not as good as us, obviously, but he's pretty good. He's a Michigan fan and a Steelers fan.
Yeah, his life is rough. At least our college teams are playing football. I don't know. Michigan's just not competitive. Oregon. Oh, that's the first week. Oregon should be undefeated right now, man. We should be like 7 in the nation. Like, it just sucks. But hey, you know what? Got to win out. Let the chips fall where they may. So hopefully Washington starts winning. That'll be a top 15, top 10 game possibly. We'll see. But so that's what we got. Fantasy, if you want to talk about that. Joe's team somehow miraculously is 2-2. You are, Joe?
Yeah, and it all came down to who did the kid have? He had the Steelers defense, and they gave him I don't know how many points. It was enough to win by 2. I'm gonna win next week. Like, I'm not worried. I'm going to make the playoffs, and I'm going to make a run.
Ridiculous because. I picked a great team. I did. Fantasy is about luck as much as it's about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm in an interesting situation. I could have won last week if Mahomes was Mahomes, but we'll see what happens this week. Lost 2 of my my 3 picks, 2 of the first 3 picks I made. So, well, Saquon might come back a couple weeks. So if I can be at least 500 when he comes back, I will make a playoff run and we'll get this back on the road. Starting Curtis Samuel this week instead of McCall Hardman. It's going to be great. Kyle Allen, the GOAT. He's going to dismantle these overrated Jags in this bum Minshew. This bum Beowulf is going to get dismantled. And Curtis Samuel's going to go off for 35 fantasy points. Can't wait to see it happen.
You're just sucking the wrong wang right now, dude. You're all over Danny Dimes, and you're not over the guy who got offered a sponsorship.
Danny Dimes and Kyle Allen. Those are my guys. Beowulf is not. Beowulf, bummy Beowulf will do nothing for the rest of this season. He will have 2 acceptable games as NFL quarterback. He is awful. He's awful.
I don't know where you're coming from. Like,
Bummy Beowulf.
They've already won the
awful.
Super Bowl. I don't even know why they're even playing the games.
They can't even keep Jalen Ramsey on the field. He does not want to be around Beowulf. So that should tell
put
you
him on the
right
field.
there.
He's probably a better corner than him. I'll take Minshew over Jalen.
Yeah, I mean, no. All right, we're gonna end on that note. We're gonna end on that note.
Fantasy, got a fantasy guy to pick up. Cortland Sutton. He is the undisputable number one in Denver. Emmanuel Sanders wants out. Chris Harris Jr. wants out. Jets, please trade for both of them at the same time for a fifth-round draft pick. And let's turn the train around. Minshew Mania continues. I'm out. Mic drop.
Yeah, I can confirm that Sutton is going to be pretty good. He's a good pickup. Flacco finds a way to maintain fantasy receivers, so that's good. But yep. All right, guys, this is the playbook. We're talking week 5. We got our picks in.
Minshew. The second.
We got our picks in. We got our picks in. Danny Dimes and Kyle Allen are better than Beowulf Minshew.
Minshew Mania, baby.
We'll see what happens. This week is going to tell us. I mean, this is going to separate me and Joe. Either I'm going to catch up to him or he's going to pull away. So
yeah, it took a lot of
see
risks.
what happens.
It just felt like it.
This is going to be an interesting week. I'll be watching a lot of football. So as we always do, Joe, you find Joe at Joe Hackett _. You find Joe on SoundCloud at Joey Sis. And you can find Sports Opinions Podcast at Sports Opinions 30 on Instagram, at Sports Opinions Podcast on Twitter.
I'm a rapper guy.
And you can find me at Rob Planter Jr. on Twitter and REPJR on Instagram. And Joe, yes, Joe is a rapper guy. Yes, there's a new song coming out. Yes, I'm trying to convince him to change the chorus because this song is so good. So good. But we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
Do you hear this, Rob?
I do.
This is all the money I'm throwing at Gardner Minshew.
I hate you. But yep. All right, that'll do it. That'll do it. This has been the playbook, and we will see you next week.
SMDU.
Deuce.